In the quiet suburbs of Clackamas County, Oregon, a love triangle was brewing inside a local bakery, one that would soon end in jealousy, betrayal, and bloodshed. It all started with Cody James Denowith, a 30-year-old bakery worker trying to keep his life together, and his girlfriend, Dominique Britt. They shared an apartment in Milwaukee, Oregon, and to neighbors, they looked like a normal couple, but behind closed doors, their relationship was falling apart, filled with arguments, drinking, and growing mistrust. In late April 2024, police were already familiar with Cody and Dominique's home. A domestic violence call had sent officers to their apartment, and Cody spent a short time in jail. While he was behind bars, Dominique made a shocking claim. She said that Nathan Anderson, one of Cody's co-workers at the bakery, had sexually assaulted her. When Cody heard that news, something inside him snapped. He became consumed by anger and revenge. He told people that Nathan needed to pay, and in his mind, there was only one way to settle it. It was the afternoon of April 29, 2024. The streets were quiet, the sun still up. Around 5:30 p.m., Cody spotted Nathan walking along a residential street. Without hesitation, he raised his gun, a Sig Sauer P365, and fired 3 times. Each bullet struck Nathan in the abdomen. Neighbors heard the shots echo through the block. They ran outside, confused and frightened, to see a man lying on the ground bleeding. Someone called 911. Paramedics rushed to the scene and worked frantically to save him, but the wounds were too severe. By the time Nathan reached Oregon Health and Science University Hospital, doctors could do nothing more. He was pronounced dead soon after arrival. The news of his death spread fast. Friends, family, and co-workers gathered at the very spot where Nathan fell. They brought flowers, balloons, and notes, creating a small memorial to honor his life. Tears filled the air as people tried to understand how a simple workplace connection could end in such tragedy. While loved ones mourned, the shooter, Cody Denowith, vanished into the night. Police quickly began piecing the case together. Witnesses came forward, telling detectives they recognized the shooter. They had seen him before. It was Cody. The connection between Cody, Dominique, and Nathan gave detectives a clear path to follow. With a search warrant, investigators pulled Cody's phone data. What they found confirmed their suspicions. Text messages showed Cody had reached out to family members before the shooting, asking for help to kill Nathan Anderson. Every one of them refused, but the messages proved something chilling. This murder was planned. Forensic experts examined the shell casings and bullets from the scene. They all matched Cody's Sig Sauer P365. Then, surveillance footage sealed the deal. Multiple cameras captured Cody's silver sedan near the area just before the shots were fired. And strangely, his car had no license plates that day. It was clear, this was no crime of passion, it was premeditated. Police had everything they needed: witnesses, phone records, video, and ballistics, but one thing was missing: Cody himself. For a week, detectives searched. Then, in early May 2024, their hunt came to an end. Cody James Denowith was finally located and taken into custody. Inside the small, windowless interview room at the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, cameras began rolling. Cody sat across from 2 detectives, visibly nervous but trying to stay calm. "First off, am I under arrest?" he asked. "Yes," one detective replied, "for the death of Nathan Anderson." Cody leaned back, stunned. He denied everything, saying he only heard about the killing from social media. He claimed he and Nathan were just co-workers, even friends who'd hung out a few times in the past. He said Nathan helped him move once and that they hadn't spoken in months. But his story didn't match the evidence detectives had in front of them. When questioned about Nathan visiting Dominique while he was in jail, Cody's tone shifted. He said that while he was locked up, Nathan had come over and got his girlfriend high, hinting that something inappropriate happened between them. He admitted he tried asking Nathan about it, but Nathan got defensive and the two men argued online afterward. Still, Cody insisted he wasn't angry enough to kill. He told detectives, "I'm a family man. I wouldn't throw away my life to kill someone." But investigators had other ideas. They showed him surveillance images and data showing Nathan's phone traveling near Cody's apartment after the murder, and Cody's car being spotted near the crime scene without plates. When confronted, Cody looked cornered. He demanded a lawyer but kept talking anyway, trying to convince the detectives they had the wrong man. The detectives pushed harder. They explained how removing his license plates and driving to meet Nathan was a clear sign of planning ahead, not an act of rage. It was, they said, murder in the first degree. As the pressure built, Cody grew silent. He looked down at his hands, realizing his story wasn't holding up. For the first time, his voice cracked. "So, how long till I go to jail?" he asked quietly. The detective replied, "Just a few moments." And as Cody was led away in handcuffs, one thing became clear. The tragic story of jealousy and revenge had only just begun. As detectives worked through the night questioning Cody Denowith, another name kept coming up: Dominique Britt, his girlfriend. They believed her story could unlock the motive behind Nathan Anderson murder. While Cody sat in a holding cell, Dominique was brought into the same interrogation room. She looked nervous, but she didn't seem surprised. Detectives told her right away they were investigating the death of Nathan Anderson. At first, Dominique denied anything. She said she was home when Nathan was killed and had nothing to do with it. But when detectives mentioned Cody's name, her body language changed. She crossed her arms, leaned back, and sighed deeply. Then the questions came, one after another. Detective: "Dominique, we know Nathan was at your apartment while Cody was in jail. What happened between you two?" Dominique: "He came over a few times, we hung out, but I didn't think Cody would take it this far." Her words hinted at something deeper, something she didn't want to say outright. Investigators pressed harder. They already knew Cody believed Nathan had assaulted her, but when they asked Dominique if that story was true, she hesitated. "Not exactly," she whispered. "It wasn't like that." Detectives exchanged glances, and now they suspected the alleged assault may never have happened. It was becoming clearer that Cody may have acted out of jealousy and rage, not justice. But Dominique wasn't entirely innocent either. Messages between Cody and Dominique showed they had talked about Nathan repeatedly, arguing, gossiping, and fueling each other's anger. In one message, she even called Nathan a snake and warned Cody not to trust him. Detectives believed those conversations helped push Cody over the edge. After hours of questioning, Dominique finally admitted she knew Cody was angry enough to hurt Nathan. She claimed she tried to calm him down, but didn't think he'd actually do it. But when detectives revealed that Cody texted family members about wanting Nathan dead and even asked for help, she lowered her head and began to cry. It was clear she was keeping secrets, and now the investigators wanted every detail. As the detectives compared Cody and Dominique's stories, the timeline began to make sense. While Cody sat in jail for domestic violence, Nathan Anderson visited Dominique a few times. According to phone data, Nathan's location matched Dominique's apartment on those nights. Neighbors even recalled seeing him entering and leaving her building. To Cody, that was betrayal, the kind that burned deep. When he got out of jail, Cody went through Dominique's messages. He saw photos, texts, and calls between her and Nathan. His anger turned into obsession. He bought bullets, loaded his gun, and waited for the right time. Detectives now had everything they needed to build their case. Cody's messages showed planning, the gun and bullets matched the crime scene, surveillance cameras caught his car nearby, and now Dominique's interview revealed the emotional trigger behind it all. The district attorney didn't hesitate. Cody Denowith was charged with first-degree murder, unlawful use of a weapon, and felony possession of a firearm. Dominique Britt faced charges of hindering prosecution and tampering with evidence after detectives learned she had deleted messages from Cody's phone and tried to hide his gun before police found it.
Weeks later, the courtroom filled with reporters, police officers, and families from both sides. Cody sat in his orange jumpsuit, looking pale and quiet, as prosecutors replayed surveillance videos and displayed his text messages for the jury. Nathan Anderson's family wept quietly in the audience. They couldn't believe a simple misunderstanding between coworkers had ended in murder. The prosecutor's voice echoed through the room. This was not an accident. This was not a fight gone wrong. Cody Denowith planned to take a man's life, and he carried it out with precision. The defense tried to argue that Cody acted under emotional distress. They painted him as a man pushed to the edge by lies and manipulation. But the evidence was too strong. Phone data, ballistics, video, eyewitnesses. It all told one story. Cody planned Nathan's death long before pulling the trigger. Dominique Britt was called to the stand. She looked fragile, clutching a tissue as she testified. She admitted she had told Cody about Nathan's visits, but claimed she never imagined it would lead to violence. "I never told him to kill Nathan," she said softly, "but I knew he was angry. I just didn't stop him." Her words echoed through the courtroom. Everyone could sense the guilt behind them. The prosecution reminded the jury that though Dominique didn't pull the trigger, her actions and silence played a role in what happened. By the end of the trial, Cody's fate was sealed. The jury found him guilty of first-degree murder. The judge sentenced him to death by lethal injection, a rare punishment in Oregon, carried out quietly and without public attention. Dominique Britt received a reduced sentence after agreeing to cooperate with investigators. Her testimony became a key piece in confirming Cody's intent. Even after the verdict, questions lingered. Was it really love that drove Cody to kill, or pride? Was Dominique a victim caught in the middle, or a quiet accomplice who fueled the fire? Those questions would haunt both families for years to come, because in this tragic story, there were no real winners, only lives torn apart by jealousy, lies, and one fatal decision. The trial was over. The courtroom was silent. And just like that, the life of Cody James Denowith, a once ordinary bakery worker, had changed forever. When the judge read the sentence, Cody didn't cry. He just sat still, staring at the floor, his hands cuffed tightly in front of him. His eyes looked empty, as if he already knew this day was coming. The gavel struck once, and the case of State of Oregon versus Cody Denowith was closed. Outside the courthouse, Nathan Anderson's family gathered to speak with reporters. They thanked the police and prosecutors for bringing justice, but their faces showed no joy, only sadness. Nathan's mother said quietly, "No punishment can bring my son back. We just hope no one else has to die like this again." She held a framed photo of her son, smiling in his bakery uniform, a reminder of the ordinary life that ended in violence. Friends from the bakery also came to pay respects. They remembered Nathan as hardworking, funny, and kind. One coworker said, "He was the type of guy who'd give you your lunch if you forgot yours. He didn't deserve what happened." As days turned into weeks, the story spread beyond Oregon. News headlines called it the bakery murder, a tale of jealousy and rage that shocked an entire community. Meanwhile, inside the walls of the Oregon State Penitentiary, Cody Denowith began his new life on death row. Prison records showed he spent most of his time alone, reading or writing letters. He didn't talk much with other inmates. He didn't cause trouble. He seemed quiet. Some guards even said he acted like a man already at peace with what he had done. In one letter to a family member, Cody wrote, "I just wanted the truth. I didn't mean for things to go this far, but once you pull that trigger, there's no going back." Those words would later be read in court as part of his final statement, a small glimpse into the mind of a man who let anger destroy his life. Dominique Britt, now serving her reduced sentence, reportedly struggled with guilt. In prison interviews, she admitted she still dreamed about that day. She said she replayed every text, every argument, every word that led to Nathan's death. "If I had told Cody to stop, maybe none of this would have happened," she said through tears. Her words echoed through social media, where people argued over who was truly to blame. Some said Cody acted out of love. Others said Dominique's lies fueled the fire. But no matter the opinions, one fact remained. 3 lives were destroyed in a matter of seconds. As the years passed, the memory of the murder began to fade from headlines, but not from the hearts of those who lived it. Each April, Nathan's friends still gathered at the small memorial site where he was shot. They lit candles, shared stories, and prayed for peace. In one video recorded at the vigil, a close friend said, "We forgive, but we will never forget." It was a painful reminder that healing takes time, and sometimes forgiveness comes slower than justice. By October 2024, after exhausting all appeals, Cody's execution date was finally set. The news reignited public debate. Some believed he deserved a second chance. Others said justice had already waited too long. Cody spent his final week meeting with a chaplain and writing letters to his family. He refused a special last meal, choosing only a simple sandwich and a glass of water. On the night before his execution, he asked for a piece of paper and wrote just one sentence: "Tell Dominique I forgive her." No one knows if she ever got the message. The next morning, just before sunrise, Cody Denowith was led into the small chamber inside the prison. Witnesses described the scene as calm. There were no tears, no anger, only silence. When asked if he had any final words, Cody paused, looked straight ahead, and said softly, "I'm sorry for what I did. I hope Nathan's family can find peace." At 6:47 a.m., the injection began. Within minutes, Cody Denowith was pronounced dead. Outside, a small crowd of reporters waited for confirmation. One officer stepped forward and said, "The sentence has been carried out." And just like that, the story of Cody James Denowith, a man who once worked in a small-town bakery, came to a tragic end. But while one life ended, the pain it caused continued to ripple through everyone connected to the case. Families broken, friendships lost, love turned into hate, all because one man couldn't control his rage and one woman didn't stop the storm before it began.